Welcome to Talkin' to Taylor. I'm your host, Taylor Dragovich, an AMP Media Productions producer. You can catch me here every Monday at 11 a.m. I'll be interviewing guests, reviewing movies, talking about pop culture, and so much more every week. Now time for the show. Hello and welcome to Talkin' to Taylor. Today, I am going to have a guest, which I haven't done in a while. So this is Anna. I said that right?
Yes,
Anna? Okay.
yes, perfect.
I keep wanting to say Anna, but it's Anna. So this is your second week or something?
Yeah, my second day here.
Okay, second day, okay. Yeah, she just started. So I met you your first day, but I didn't really talk to you. So we don't really know much about each other, which will make this more interesting. But I just found out that you're from Brazil, which is really cool. I'm just from here, so I find that really interesting. Well, I'm from Lake Worth, so 30 minutes from here. So I'm not as interesting as that. I feel like, because pretty lame. But yeah, I know a few other people that are from other countries, and I always find that so cool. I have a friend from Italy. One of my friends, he's from Venezuela.
Oh, nice.
So I'm like, wow, you're so cool because you're not from here. But yeah, so you said you moved here 5 years ago, right?
Yes,
okay.
With my family 5 years ago.
Okay, was it your whole family, because, I don't know, a job or something like that?
No, we always came to vacations here. So we're like, okay, let's move there. And we just came without even thinking a lot about it.
Was it I'm assuming it wasn't an easy process, but I don't know.
No, yeah, when I got here, so I speak Portuguese. So we're like, okay, need to learn English. Went to high school. It was fun. I liked the process. It wasn't that hard, but it was actually fun.
What was the difference between high school in Brazil or I don't know if you went to high school in Brazil.
Yeah, I did.
Or school there.
So here you change classes, right? You actually move from one class to another, but there you just stay in one whole place the whole day.
Okay.
And the teachers come to you. You don't come to them.
Okay.
But that was interesting, running around school and new students each class and all that stuff.
Are they the schools are a lot smaller?
Yeah, way smaller.
Okay.
Way smaller.
All right. What high school did you, or I don't know if you were around here.
Here, Boca High, yes.
Okay. And that school's
you?
pretty big. I went to Park Vista, so I had a really big school. But I was used to it because, all the schools I went to were pretty big. But my high school I graduated with a class of 700, 800 kids. So, but I always knew I was going to go to that high school because I live close to it. So I knew to expect it. But yeah, I don't know, I've never been to a small school my whole life. Or I went to for kindergarten, first grade, but I barely remember that. And so I'm always what would it be like to just know everyone in your whole school? That must be so I don't know. Part of it sounds kind of cool if you're friends with everyone, but then I've also heard if there's certain annoying people and then you can't get away from them because you graduate with them.
Years and years, the same people, yeah.
Yeah. My friend in Italy, I don't know if it's just like this in most countries, and I just think it's normal because I live in the U.S., but my friend in Italy, she went to a really small school like that, and they went from school together from kindergarten to till they graduated.
Yeah, so it's about 30 people in each classroom, and you follow through with them since kids all the way to you graduate. So it's kind of nice, but
lifelong friends for sure.
No, yeah, true, but here you meet so many new people.
That's true.
So many. If you don't like anyone, you next class a whole bunch of people. So
that's true. Yeah, you definitely would meet a lot more. So more social. But yeah, I feel I was gonna say something, but I forgot. I lost my train of thought. But But was it having to learn English? I've always heard, I don't know if this is true, that English is the hardest language to learn.
I heard it too. I don't know, I feel the pronunciation still not quite right mine, but some words you write it, but then you don't know how to sound it, and you need to actually hear a lot and be on the middle, but it was good. Like, did you do any languages in high school?
I took Spanish, but I'm horrible. Like, all my friends are so good at it somehow. Like, one of my friends, she's double minor. She doesn't, like, her first language is English. She's not Spanish at all. And she is double minoring in pre-med or something, and then Spanish. And I'm like, I don't know how you do that. She's like, oh, it's so easy. I'm like, okay. And then my other friend, she, same as her, like, isn't Spanish at all, and she's like minoring in Spanish, and like all my friends are just like love Spanish somehow. And then my other friend from Venezuela, his first language is Spanish, so he would always help me with my Spanish homework, so that's pretty much how I passed. But I took Spanish 1 and 2, and I don't even know how I passed. I barely made it. And then I had to take it in college, actually.
Ooh, you did
I didn't realize that I had to do that. I thought, they told me in high school, they were like, oh, you only have to take Spanish 1 and 2, and if you take these, you don't have to take Spanish ever again. And then I got to FAU, and they were like, oh, a language class is required.
Yeah.
I was so mad. I passed with a B somehow. The teacher was pretty nice. But it was horrible for me in my experience because I'm so bad. But yeah,
can you understand it though? Like a few?
Not really. No. And you would think, like, there's so many, especially in Florida, there's a lot of Spanish-speaking people, and you would think I would, like, pick up something, but not really. And I went to Italy for 3 weeks to visit my friend, and I was like, I'm going to pick up Italian a little bit. No.
Nothing?
Nothing. I learned aqua is water, and that's all I learned. So I learned how to order water.
I did French in high school, and the only thing I know is like how to ask to go to the restroom.
Oh, yeah.
That's like one sentence and that's it.
Yeah, because they'd
like
be like, you're not allowed to go to the bathroom unless you say it in this language.
Oh, God, yeah.
That was so annoying. And I'd be like, baño, I don't know.
So yeah, 2 years and one sentence. Definitely worth it. Yeah, so fun.
Yeah. So far. I guess I do get why they require it. Maybe they should require it from an earlier age so then I can learn it more. But yeah, just throwing you into it when you're like 14 years old and you only know one language is not fun. So, and then I feel like a lot of people at least in my high school, like all the Spanish teachers were like so hardcore, and a lot of people just cheat on everything, or they would just like, what I did was I would like rely on the vocab quizzes. And whenever we had grammar quizzes, those were rough. I'm sure grammar was like the hardest part, learning English too, other than like, it's fine like learning, oh, this means this. That's one thing, but like knowing how the sentences connect, I'm sure is
it's
not easy.
Yeah.
I don't even know how. Like my friend from Venezuela, he had the same thing. He moved here and he was like, in elementary school for sure, like 7, 8, something like that. And he had the way he had to learn English was he had to go home with his homework in English, and then his mom would translate it to Spanish, and they would write it down in Spanish, and then they would translate that to English, and so it would take him like all night to do his homework.
And sometimes it doesn't even match perfectly. So people are
like
Google
what are you Translate
about?
Is not like perfectly accurate. So yeah, I can't even imagine. And his mom, like, she speaks fine, like I can understand her perfectly fine, and she's always like, my English is so bad, and I'm like, no, it's not. I can understand you, but I can't speak any Spanish, so better than me. But how did the process work with like moving here? Like, I know do you have to get a green card or something? I don't know how it works exactly.
Yeah, they have some visa option, and so it depends, like if you're coming to study, you can do like visa works, or you can come from work, you can do, like, it depends, like which is your, like, what are you coming here for.
Gotcha.
So they have like 1,000
different
little
options.
things. Did
it take a long time, or was it just like
a little bit? Okay. And I have to figure it out everything because my parents still don't speak English, so they're getting there. They understand it, and they're like,
they're like,
and nothing comes out.
Everything. But yeah, because my friend from Italy, she wants to move here, but like she's always been like, it's not like just as simple as I'm gonna move there. It's like you have to you know, get all the right paperwork and stuff. So I'm always like, I'm gonna find you an American husband so that you can move in with me. But she wants to maybe go here for her master's degree in like psychology or something. So yeah, and then hopefully she can stay here with me because I miss her so much. I haven't seen her in like a year and a half, so it's been a long time. But but yeah, so.
So you stay there 2 weeks with her?
I stayed there 3 weeks with her. So I was there for a while. I was originally going to say 3, and then she kept telling me, she was like, stay longer, we have so many things to do. But yeah, by the last week, I was like, I kind of want to just go home just because it's like, that's a long time to be in another country. And I was staying with her. Like, it was great. Like, I was staying with her. I didn't have to pay anything. I didn't stay at any hotels. It was awesome.
But did you meet many places, like, and take a lot of pictures?
Yes, I did. I did a travel show, actually, where I talked about it. But I went to, a lot of places. I went to Rome, Venice, Florence. We saw the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Nice. So a lot of places. And
what about the food? Cool. Was it different? Was it good?
I didn't feel like it was that different. The biggest difference I saw was like a lot of them there, they like cook a lot of more food from scratch than I feel like we do. Like they'll just like make pasta from scratch.
That's
just
cool.
Like casually. And I'm like, we just buy from the grocery store. And so she would always talk about, because the way I met her was she was a foreign exchange student at my high school, and then we became friends because she lived like 5 minutes from me, and so that's how I met her. And then she was like, you need to come to Italy, because we got really close really fast. And then I was like, okay. And so she would always talk about,
let's go to Italy.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm gonna do that. And then she would always talk about how different America was, and she'd be like, oh, like in Italy we don't have this big of grocery stores, and we don't have this. And then I went there, and I was like, I don't know, I just was expecting it to be like this drastic change, and I didn't feel like it was. But maybe that's also, you know, when like someone recommends a movie to you and they're like, this is the best movie ever, and then you see it and you're like, it was good, but like it wasn't that great. So that's kind of how I felt. Like I thought Italy was like amazing, like super cool, but difference wise I didn't feel like it was that crazy. I'm like, there's still people just like living their life. The biggest difference was, to me, other than them making food from scratch every day, was everything was so old there. Like here, it's not really that old. Usually it'll be like, oh, this was here like 50 years ago. It's so crazy. But there it's like, this is like 4,000 years old. I was like, whoa. But yeah, like is there anything you miss the most about living in Brazil?
My family and like and like the culture though, like how people, it's different. Like I don't know.
Like more, is it more family oriented or something?
Kinda, yeah, and yes. And here, like in Brazil, at least my city, we have mountains and all that stuff. I know we have that here as well, but not in Florida.
Yeah.
So
Florida,
like, I used to live on a hill and have to like walk down and all that stuff. And here everything's
you were probably in shape over there.
Yeah, but now, not
yeah. I kind of wish we had mountains, because when I go to like, you know, North Carolina or something, like they have such pretty mountains.
It's so pretty, yeah. And I went there and I didn't even know, like I was so afraid to drive down on those crazy hills.
Oh yeah. And that's the only thing I wouldn't like about it, is driving there. And then also I run a lot, so the good thing about cross country in Florida is even though it's like so hot, you also don't have to run.
No, I bike a lot, so I feel.
Oh yeah. I'm sure the downhill is fun, but
yeah, getting up, God no. Yeah.
Oh yeah. The biggest hills we have are like bridges, so they're all man-made. So it's like,
it doesn't.
You're like, oh, I have to go up this bridge.
So yeah, the views there from the mountains, it's so pretty. We don't have that here, but we have other stuff. Yeah.
I have grown up in Florida, so I'm just like, I've seen it all. But I don't know, what is your opinion of like the beaches? Are you like, oh, I'm so glad we have them? Or are you like,
I actually am, because where I used to be from, where I'm from, no beaches, because I live in the middle of Brazil.
Oh,
so I have
okay.
to
So
drive like
long
10
drive.
hours, 8 hours to go to the beach.
Oh,
So
okay.
here's just like, oh, it's 5 minutes away
Mhm.
from my house.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
But I don't like to go and stay there the whole day.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not like that either.
Yeah, I go
can't.
there, jump a little. Yeah, and that's it for me.
Yeah. Yeah. I've always grown up with the beach, like 30 minutes away. So I don't know. And I'm not a beach person. I don't know if I would be like this if I had grown up somewhere else. But with me, I'm just like, I don't really like the beach. I get sunburn. I get sand everywhere. Sand in your car, sand in your shower. And I don't know. A lot of people like to go there and they just hang out and they just tan all day. And I'm like,
that's not me.
yeah, I cannot. I'm one of those girls that I'm like, I want to go in the ocean and like, you ever done body surfing? It's called, where you pretend you're a surfboard or something and you just like ride the wave.
Yeah,
that's my favorite. It's so fun. But then some days the waves just aren't big enough and they don't carry you. So
sometimes
it just depends.
Not even waves. It's just a lake. But
that's true. That's true. I like when there's big waves and I can like play in the ocean like that. But other than that, like a lot of my friends in high school, they would always want to be like, let's go to the beach, and they would just lay there. And I'm like, that's so boring.
For hours and hours can't. No.
Yeah, I feel like anybody that says they love Florida, they love the beach.
Yeah.
So
true.
Not me. So
do you plan on moving or?
I would like to. I want to move like Georgia, North Carolina area because like I said, I love the mountains and it's really pretty there. But yeah, I just hate the weather here. The humidity is disgusting. And I just want to change. So, but yeah, thanks for joining me.
Of course, it was really nice. Thank you for having me.
I had a good time like talking about, it's good. Blast the past, talking about my old friends, and then I meet a new friend now. So very interesting. But join me next week on Talking to Taylor next Monday at 11 o'clock. See you then. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed talking to Taylor just as much as I did. Make sure you come back next week for a brand new show with me, Taylor. Follow me on social media at Talking to Taylor on Instagram and Facebook. Also, find me on the Anchor app if you just feel like